5 seconds to go. Start. Any effort in the direction I have indicated cannot possibly be fruitful unless the administration, which is to implement these socio-economic programs, is in tune with the underlying spirit of this planning exercise, and responds with sympathy, understanding and a sense of urgency to the tasks given to it. Only then will the needs of the common man, particularly of the economically weaker and, more vulnerable sections of society in the remote rural areas, come nearer solution. After 50 years of independence, inadequate housing, communications, health and medical care and essential commodities at reasonable prices continue to be beyond the reach of the millions of our countrymen. We need to search our hearts to locate immediate and long term shortfalls in reaching the benefits of planning to the grassroots of our society. Our planners are now engaged in putting a realistic, result oriented rural bias into our plans for socio-economic development. The recent announcement with regard to the industrial policy with emphasis on the employment oriented small scale industries and the extension of credit facilities to such industries and to small farmers in the agricultural sector is welcome. This is an area where the governors of states could use their good offices at all levels to advise, encourage and caution those engaged in this gigantic nation building exercise. Our youth are the trustees of posterity, and the institutions, where we seek to impart to them the values of life and our cultural heritage, apart from fitting them out for more mundane duties and responsibilities in later life. Para. Our planners are thinking in terms of providing increased employment opportunities, and to tackle the question of both existing unemployment and underemployment in all walks of life. This is a Herculean task. We must, therefore, at the national level evolve a consensus as to what employment opportunities can be created, and what would be the contribution of such an exercise for the national welfare. Only thus can we hope to eliminate the growing discontent in the younger generation, who are slowly getting disenchanted with their prospects for the future. I have every hope that we in this country will go in for mass programs of self-employment, so that our youth will learn to seek opportunities for gainful self-employment and thus relieve the pressure in traditional occupations like government service, etc. Para. Present in the program are my senior colleagues in the Union Cabinet, Shri Rajnath Singh ji, Hardeep Singh Puri ji, Ajay Bhatt ji, Kaushal Kishore ji, Chief of Defence Staff General Vipin Rawat, Chiefs of three services, senior officers and other dignitaries, ladies and gentlemen. Para. In the 75th year of independence, we are taking an important step towards developing the capital of the country according to the needs and aspirations of the new India. This new defense office complex will help our forces function more conveniently and effectively. I congratulate all the colleagues associated with the defense services for these new facilities. Para. Friends, you all are aware that till now all the defense related work was being done from the hutments built during the Second World War. These hutments were then built to suit the needs of horse stables and barracks. In the decades after independence, such hutments were converted into the offices of the Ministry of Defense, Army, Navy and Air Force, and minor repairs were carried out from time to time. And if some higher officials were to come, a fresh coat of painting was done. And it went on like this. When I saw it closely, the first thought that came to my mind was how so many important army personnel work for the security of the country in such bad conditions. Why did our media in Delhi never write about this? Sign of interrogation. A thought would come to my mind that such a place would naturally attract criticism that what the Indian government was doing. Sign of interrogation. But I don't know, nobody took note of it. You are also well aware of the problems in these hutments. Para. Today, when we are engaged in modernizing the military might of the 21st century, India in every respect, equipping our armed forces with modern weapons, modernizing the border infrastructure, ensuring better coordination through the Chief of Defense Staff of the forces, speeding up the procurement of the requirements of the army which used to go on for years, then how can this be possible that the work related to the defense and security of the country continues through decades old hutments? Therefore, it was necessary to change these conditions. I would also like to point out that those who were criticizing the Central Vista project would remain silent on the complex being developed for more than 7,000 army officers, because this is also a part of the Central Vista project. They knew that their intention to spread confusion and lies would be exposed if they talked about this complex. But the country is watching our intentions behind this Central Vista. These modern offices at KG Marg and Africa Avenue will go a long way in effectively carrying out all the work related to the security of the nation. This is a big and important step towards the creation of a modern defense enclave in the capital. Every necessary facility has been provided for our Jawans and employees in both the complexes. And I also want to tell the countrymen about what was going on in my mind. Para. When you gave me the privilege to serve the country in 2014, I knew that the condition of government offices is not good. The condition of Parliament House was also not good. I could have done this work of Parliament in 2014, but I chose not to do it. The first thing I decided was to build a memorial for the brave soldiers of our country, who fought for India's pride and were martyred for the motherland. The work which should have been done soon after independence began after 2014. It is only after its completion that we took up the work of the Central Vista to improve our offices. Stop. We first thought of the brave martyrs, the brave soldiers of our country. Stop.